And Dino, we'll see how he does manage to fit into the team. Of course, Doa. Yeah, I don't think Doa's going to stick on the Doomfist. Of course, that'll be Sparkle's territory, so switching over to the Brig momentarily, I can imagine. WGS, though, obviously something a little bit different. Not so much different we've not seen it on City Center, on Gardens, sorry, before. But Element Mystic, I want to see if they switch up here, like, straight away. Because we see a lot of teams, because they value their ult banks so heavily, they'll stick on the 3-3 and just try and win out that first war of attrition and then switch up a little later on after they've expended a few ultimates. But they have to just make sure they don't run into Flora straight up, because in this comp, WGS don't have the D.Va, but they have a hack that can disable your tanks almost instantly.
Karayan and Takoyaki both going to be playing different tanks here. Takoyaki already getting incredibly aggressive, dropping down that bubble, booped into the corner. Beautiful control.
And this is something you don't want to see. As well, Flora, if he's untouched as well, if he's shielded up, he can get a free hack on the front line. Instantly, Takoyaki was taken down as he was thrown into the back line by a beautiful boop from Unique. And that would be WGS, just confirming the point cap. Element Mystic not willing to switch up comps just yet. Ouch, that hurt.
don't catch those. Manduver doing an excellent job of controlling the aggression of Element Mystic, and DNA is going to have to essentially throw out a lot of damage here to catch up with Myunbong, who's well ahead of him in terms of charge towards that Transcendence. But here, Element Mystic, it's all about positioning. They are going to have to worry about Flora in their backline, just plinking away with the SMG, and they are also going to be able to move straight in onto a point. Karayan under huge pressure here, but there's a lot of support at his back.
Yeah, Karayan already forced back off the point. You can see the brute force of Element Mystic. This is what you can do with their D.Va, right? You can't do that with a Sombra because she isn't a tanky body and she can't absorb any damage with the defense matrix. She is 5% away, however, towards that EMP, so gonna have to lay that one fairly early. Element Mystic do get the turnaround, yes, but WGS can come swiftly back with a couple of ults of their own.
Gargoyle's ready to open this one up with that Graviton Surge. He's actually ahead of Sparkle. He's gonna solo ult.
Doa anticipating something coming out. Solo Graviton Surge actually leaves Takoyaki in the front line completely isolated from his team, gets charged away by Karayan. And now a rally coming out from WGS to solidify themselves onto that point. Graviton Surge thrown in from Element Mystic. They do get EMP too, so they couldn't even use that Soldier Strike combo. Graviton Surge and the EMP just used to win the team fight. Element Mystic still controlling the point. Habin just stalling out for a little bit longer. They might actually go for another re-engage potentially, because Habin is still alive. Finally gets demexed by Mandu, and he ends up going down as well.
Very smart charger as well from Karayan. He actually managed to wrap around that Graviton Surge and charge Takoyaki into his own team, which meant that if Undine wanted to continue that support with the Transcendence, he actually had to basically throw himself into the enemy team while the Transcendence was going to run out as well, meaning there was no way to help Takoyaki without Element Mystic giving up the entirety of their point positioning. Karayan here, ready to lay down the shadow, but so is Takoyaki. It's going to be a war of shield pressure.
Gargoyle, you got someone watch Gargoyle, please. He's in the back line already tearing you up. Undine is going to go down. Graviton Surge gets thrown out yet again from WGS.
Pelican.
With the beat on top too. Pelican finds himself a triple kill as he was swinging away. Element Mystic, really uncharacteristically bad team fights. Takoyaki threw out the shadow, found absolutely nobody, and WGS just rolling on forward.
Right now, Gargoyle's just representing. He's coming in from loads of different angles, always able to get a load of farm damage on Takoyaki. Flora ready once again to try and mix things up with an EMP.
But EMP just gets sent straight in. 4 people locked up, and even Habin's actually stunned up in the back line as well, so he couldn't even do anything to get away from the incoming EMP. Graviton Surge is going to get thrown out, and finally Element Mystic find themselves on that point. Forced to use the Transcendence, however, as OT was 7% away. Takoyaki finishes off Pelican, and now WGS. They just need to find a full reset here. They got 60% ready to work with Harry, and they have a Grav coming up online, and Element Mystic have no support ults to work with.
Good value trades here, though, for Element Mystic. They did manage to trade that Graviton and, of course, that Transcendence for quite a bit on the side of WGS Armament. Gargoyle, as usual, quickly building up towards that Graviton Surge. Love to see if there will be someone who he will decide to catch out. Takoyaki was a solo Graviton Surge target before. Potentially that can happen again, especially if Karayan can get that commute around him and charge him back into the team. You do get the time to try and make that work, but Doha potentially try and shield bash him in the way.
Gargoyle with a Grav. Undine needs to build up towards this chance quick. 77% now for Element Mystic. They are moving forward with that speed boost, and WGS heavily matching the tempo of that, using their speed boost of their own to get away. Graviton Surge gets thrown in by Element Mystic. Self-destruct can't get used as Habin actually got hacked, so that Transcenders is going to make sure that WGS Armament are going to survive. They throw in a grab of their own, and Gargoyle finds two. A self-destruct launched on top of the point, but finds nothing. Habin is going to find the remake here, but WGS Armament are going to be able to find the point and flip. Element Mystic now just routing backwards. Doa gets taken out last, and WGS will be able to complete the map. They find themselves 1-0 up on control. Perfect hack from Flora there. Even had EMP as well to survive.
Yeah, and twice now we have seen Flora attempt to go for these hacks onto Hanbin to ensure there isn't the ability to follow up on those Graviton Surges with the self-destructive. This addresses one of the major weaknesses people talk about when you talk about the Sombra 3-2-1 versus a classic 3-3. But you do not have the ability to be able to have those finisher combos like the Graviton self-destruct. You can ensure the Graviton self-destruct is not an option for the other team by continuously getting these hacks onto an enemy diva and ensuring that self-destruct isn't available when you want it to, and the self-destruct then has to be thrown out more frivolously. Once again, Element Mystic going to open up with the Winston. Eyes on WGS Armament, keeping the same composition for now. They think this is going to be what works for them. Takayaki needs to be careful that Mandu does not once again control him on his initial dive.
I just can't really figure out the Sombra 3-3 right now. They are going to have dive priority though on the side of Element Mystic, of course, like you said, Takayaki on the Winston now. They're going to be able to control the high ground a lot more easy, sorry. It wasn't English at all. And WGS are going to have to make a really large commute to actually stop Ndine from controlling that high ground on this end as well. He's going to be able to lay in death from above. Pelican already taken out Doa as well, so that's just a really bad start from Element Mystic, already losing their brig. It's not unwinnable though. Sparkle does get hacked, so now they're going to have to play a little bit more passively.
Yeah, the second best spot for this hack
Wow.
barrier isn't available. Hanbin caught out in the top of Takayaki getting aggressive.
Karyan already alive, still alive by the way. Received the armor pack at like 20 HP. Mandu is going to take out Habin. Habin went so aggro, managed to take him down with those micro missiles just so low, but perfect timing from Pelican there, saving his main tank, making sure WGS can get the cap.
Oh, no, don't.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm really sorry about the short drop in
Stream.
the stream. Yeah, the stream died. Like, we're back though. We're still in the game. Just to give you a TLDR of what actually happened, apart from Element Mystic winning this fight after that 4-man shatter, Karyan is going to go down. The rest of them should get cleaned up. So basically, okay, so TLDR real fast, okay? Both teams ran out the gate with Sombra. It just so happens WGS are better with Sombra.
Yeah.
And they almost didn't get stopped until this very moment. You could see the time bank is about 3 minutes right now. They almost insta-capped first after a very small engagement in the fight. And then that was basically it. They didn't stop the cart moving, and Flora has just been out sombering though.
Element Mystic have won 2 fights in a row. They found their stability, and now Flora gonna have an advantage himself and Doa.
And this keeps happening.
Yeah, they are very good at finding each other. Flora and Doa appear to both have similar pathing on Sombra, so they keep finding each other in these engagements. There's an EMP.
EMP comes in, counter EMP as well. Everybody's hacked. No one could use anything. Mandu and Gargo, though, are going to survive. Oh, that Zenyatta Transcendence was pretty good from Myunbong, though. He didn't actually get EMP, which means he can instantly use the Trans to save the rest of his team. Perfect positioning from the Zen. As soon as you are hacked, of course, or EMP to use all those shields and all your abilities, Transcendence keeps them alive for the time being. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the time bank.
Who turned out the lights? Flora can now position himself up on high ground, ready to get a hack on Takayaki. If he can make that happen, the shadow can come through quite easily. There he goes, he's down already, and Dina too late.
Takayaki is going to fall, Mandu is going to claim the kill, and Flora does get hacked, so there's no hacks coming through onto the side of Element Mystic, but it doesn't seem to matter. Carrion is just demolishing the front line of Element Mystic. Unbelievable. This is so uncharacteristic from them as well. This is an Element Mystic we've not really seen before. They were so dominant in Korean Contenders, the Season 3 back in 2018. Now we stepped into 2019. It's a brand new year, but a brand new WGS Armament as well, who have even taken a little bit of Guard's prowess on the Sombra and just put it to their own style of play. Flora seems to be a perfect addition when it comes to this these flexible comps that we wanted to see from them.
Armament, they went to the armory, Jaws, and they went, oh, what's this? Flora.
We should probably take some of that home.
What do you do, Flora? I hack things.
Oh, okay.
Turns out he hacks things, and he hacks things good. Element Mystic tried to emulate with Doha on the Sombra. And interestingly, when both teams were playing on the Sombra, we saw both Doha and Flora. I almost said Florida. Doha and Flora both playing a little bit more sheepishly because neither of them wanted to get caught out with a hack onto them while they were busy farming up the other team's backline. Because, of course, that's when you're most vulnerable with a Sombra, when you are in some kind of state where you cannot use your translocator, because you rely so heavily on that for any kind of brawling potential. Because you aren't that good at brawling. The second you actually have attention placed onto you, you're at a huge disadvantage.
Armament now not coming out the gate with a Sombra. Unlucky for us to see. But it does mean they're going to have a D.Va on their side, and this is something that you'd kind of expect on the defense. There's not really too many avenues of ingress for the Sombra to really use. There's a few health packs you can, of course, hack, but some of them are a little bit out of the way apart from that one under the bar. So you can imagine a D.Va would be a little bit more beneficial in this situation. Element Mystic don't know that they're doing this, however. So it's going to run out the gate on the Sombra of his own.
Korean will be on for Winston as well, going to be trying to cleave through the midst of Element Mystic, but they need to not repeat the mistakes of Geekstar. They need to take the initiative here with the Winston and have their own engagement. There it is. In he goes.
In he goes. Going to bubble himself. Myunbong trying to find something. But Habit is going to be able to stun Carrion, so not going to be able to leap out. Ends his life rather quickly. Flora is going to get hacked on the D.Va as well, so can't use that defense matrix to protect himself. Element Mystic playing super far forward now. They are on the point and secured a tick already.
No consistent shielding for them either. Doa's going to be easily farming things up with this SMG.
Yeah, there you go, another hack. That's not interrupted. That hack goes off so quickly. It gets placed on a very small cooldown if it does get interrupted, so it's not too bad if you do end up missing one. He's earned himself an EMP as well. Only one person left on the point in Mandu, but he gets turned into jam against the wall. Mystic finding a rather quick cap like WGS found earlier. 5 minutes and 30 seconds now available in the time bank.
Pelican can try and search WGS Armament forward, however, almost has that rally ready to go, but Doa's going to be able to spot them out. The scouting potential here with the Sombra is so great. You can feed back so much information to your team. Not only that, you can also see people through walls when they're below 50% health, so you can easily chase up on any kills that may occur as a consequence of, say, a stray fire shot.
Wow, nice boot onto Carrion. Does end up going down onto the floor. There's the EMP, though. 4 members hack. Carrion uses his shield. The Transcendences are going to be able to save him. They have to win the fight now. WGS Armament are going to have to back off as the Transcendence does end up fading. And Undine is going to use his in return. Myunbong does end up falling as well. Element Mystic, with the perfect engage with the EMP, is going to be able to earn themselves 2 tank ults in that fight too. Graviton Surge and Shatter available for the next fight.
More than 300 DPS going forward onto Carrion. Flora moving over now. He's had enough of the shenanigans on the D.Va. So, okay, you don't want to play Classic 3-3? We're going back. We're going back to the old days, going back to the Sombra before Flora wants to try and do that against Doa here, but he's going to have to contend with the Graviton Surge from Spark. Can be matched by Gargoyle once again. Carrion's already hacked.
That was from downtown. No D.Vas to eat him this time. 2 beats going to end up going off. No one dying just yet. That big boot, though, into the shadow. 4-man. Let's go. Takayaki lays him out. Undine is going to take out the rest of them. Unbelievable shatter from Takoyaki. Was booted up in the air as well. Actually booted back, Harry.
Give him a little bit of a longer wind-up time. They are ready to open the next fight up. EMP versus EMP. Counter EMPs for Flora have been good thus far. If he gets caught here, it could be absolutely destructive.
EMP on the point, but they managed to cap anyway. 5 hacked from WGS Armament. They do get EMP themselves, just to end the team right rather swiftly. This is the momentum play that we kind of want to see as well. WGS Armament were hacked, but Hello Mystic and Takoyaki ended up falling at the very end there, so they have to actually go for the big reset. This is a good tempo play actually for WGS, switching over to the hand zone now there as well, to make sure they can combo even better with that Graviton Surge.
Ladies and gentlemen, witness the first EMP9 in this case. Flora going to use those Storm Arrows, get a huge amount of shield pressure up. Takoyaki's not going to have his shield surviving for long, and Karyan wants that broken so we can lay down the Earth Shadow at a moment's notice. Here comes the aggression from Element Mystic.
Big shadow. Doesn't hit anything though, so a rather small one. Takoyaki ends up going down first regardless. There's a Graviton Surge as well. 3 people caught up. Myunbong is going to keep the rest of the team alive with the Transcendence, but Smarndu not quite so lucky. Gets headshotted, right-clicked there by Undine. Very easy to just charge the right-click and then just pound it into the skull of the person into the grab. Transcendence isn't going to heal through it. WGS still holding, but gargantuan time bank for Element Mystic still. 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's a long time for WGS to hold. Flora's going to have a little bit of a scout here looking out for Doha, but he's got to be careful. If he gets hacked there, cannot leap away. The rest of his team will have themselves in a very nasty position to try and cover any escape attempts right now. Almost has, ready to go. The old classic, Jaws. The old classic combination. The Dragons...
Uh-oh. Not anymore, though, so they might actually go for an engage here. Takoyaki potentially laying down the shatter. Does get stunned up. There's the grab. Graviton Surge into the Dragons. Does net 2 kills as he does fire the Storm Arrows in there as well. Haben and Spark end up falling. Still undecided where they actually want to back off right now. They still have Lucio alive, so they could potentially go for a disengage. There we go, finally making the decision. Another minute burn there. WGS still holding strong with ults to spare.
Yeah, no longer being able to combine the Mercy damage boost with the Dragon Strike, of course, but it does still interact with the Discord Orb of Myunbong. So extra damage coming through there onto one target does mean that they can get picked through Transcendence by a particular combination.
Doa gets 5 people, but Myunbong yet again hiding in the wings, waiting to unleash that Transcendence. Another hack does land onto Karyan, meaning that he's going to not be able to use that Shatter. Speaking of Shatters, Takoyaki's near heroes as well. Both beasts have been used once again. Gargoyle 10% now away from his own Graviton Surge that Element Mystic just threw out their own, but it was met with the beat, so they weren't going to go down rather quickly. Slow progressive fight. There's the grab. There's the Dragons through the wall. Transcendence not going to help them survive at all. Too much damage incoming on Sparkle. Didn't end up going down to the Dragon Strike. And the rest of WGS are going to be able to clean up Element Mystic once again. They are gaining ground, Harry, but it is extremely slow. Half their time bank is already gone.
It's extremely slow and it's extremely expensive, Jaws. Takoyaki finally has ready to go that Earth Shatter. Doa's had quite a few situations where Karyan was hacked and able to put up a shield that would have been perfect for it. But Takoyaki, he was just punished so hard whenever he tried to move forward and swing because Flora could lay so much damage into him. With a combination of the Discord Orb and the Storm Arrow from Hanzo, very hard to miss those. And of course, you know, Flora being a very good player will be hitting those headshots. Now going to move over onto the Diva. Wants to beat Hanbin at the own game. No more Sombra for both of these teams. Pelican's going to bring out the rally.
All right, rally for Pelican. Oh, you got to be careful with Takoyaki right now. Yet again, jumped on. Quickly dispatched with by Mandu. His shield was under so much pressure there also. You got to think, not only is Pelican swinging in, which forgoes the shield, but you've also got Gargoyle right-clicking in. Because they have shield pressure, Karyan can play so aggressive, and it forces Takoyaki into a position where he either dies like instantly, or he puts up a shield and the shield dies and then they lack shield, which means that it's an easy shatter for WGS.
And with the position the cart is currently in, it's very hard for Takoyaki to get a good corner to play for this shield pressure, whereas Karyan, he has the choice of 2 corners that he can play around if he wants to rest his shield for a moment, and that means that Takoyaki, you can see,
ult's available, Harry.
Down.
There you go. A universe has been created with 2 Gravitons being thrown in. Transcendence from Myunbong. Element Mystic don't have anything on theirs. The shatter, it does get laid down, another one as well, but no one being found just yet. Diva did go really low. Flora is going to survive for the time being, though. Still taking a fair bit of damage. Rally as well from the side of Element Mystic to push them forwards, but a beat actually coming through. Wasn't quite enough to save Karyan, though, and a Transcendence being used as well by Undine. Self-destruct on top of the Raptors too, does manage to take out one. Unique is going to fall, and with 50 seconds left, a Graviton Surge gets thrown out by WGS Armament. Everybody's going to be able to swing in, and with the spawn advantage as well. Fire Strike from downtown from Karyan nets himself 40% ult charge. WGS are holding firm with 40 seconds remaining.
Rename it to a Fire Slam because they kept it all the way downtown. And now Element Mystic, if they cap this in overtime, Jaws, there's no way they can win this map. WGS Armament have more than a minute in the time bank, so Element Mystic need to finish this if they are going to finish it with time in the bank, or it is going to be a draw or a win for WGS Armament, and that would not be the start of the season. Element Mystic won. They have the tools to make it work. They have Hanbin with the self-destruct, Sparkle with the Graviton Surge, but they need to be able to mitigate the shielding that can come through from Karyan to keep his team safe.
There you go, Sparkle with the up to, almost eaten. Almost into Flora's mech. There's the Graviton Surge right on top. They forgo the shield, but they still stay alive. Not lucky for Flora's mech though, and Pelican gets taken out as well, but 2 seconds, 1 second remains, and now Element Mystic are in OT. There's no way they can now win this map. They're just hoping for the draw at this point if they do manage to cap. They finally win the team fight after 4.5 minutes. WGS Armament coming back on the desperation picks. Pelican jumping onto the Doomfist.
Sparkle, is that you? Nope, he's dead. And there, WGS Armament, who am I watching, Jaws? Who is currently destroying Element Mystic, who look, frankly, outclassed right now by whatever it is WGS Armament are doing. And I've got a highlight in that last phase there. Wasn't our last fight, it was one of the intermediate fights. We saw perfect usage of support ultimates by Myeonbong and Mandu, especially Myeonbong, very good at hiding from these EMPs. He's never caught out by Doha. Doha ends up going for the greedier EMPs, tries to EMP 5 people, and then there's a Transcendence coming in from Myeonbong. And the second that fades away and everyone's caught in a Graviton Surge, Mandu is ready with a perfect sound barrier to mitigate incoming damage from whatever sources that are firing into a Graviton Surge where Karyan's hacked and he cannot continue to shield his team. So WGS Armament, their supports are really representing right now with some fantastic ultimate rotations and play.
And that's the one danger of running that Sombra. Because you spent so much time actually building towards that EMP, and where you don't have a D.Va, the enemy team is going to have that health pool, plus obviously the defense and the defense matrix to use. And then as soon as you get that EMP out, it's like, oh, I just hit around the corner. Even with a beat too, you are looking to either strip away the beat or just catch the Lucio to stop him from doing anything. But if one of the supports hide, that's pretty much all over as soon as that support ult comes out. You're hacked, yes, but it requires some immense pressure on one target and immense focus fire to take down one in amongst that 300 HBS the Transcendence provides.
1 minute, 42 seconds on the clock here for WGS Armament. They need to cap only 33% of Icon Vault A, and then they will find themselves on match point against former season championship contenders, finalists in Element Mystic, who are going to be holding very aggressively here. Karyan trying to rest his shield as Takoyaki gets a little bit risky.
This is what they want to see. Flora already going down to Habin though. Wow, that's a really early pick. 1 minute now remains. His first initial push with the Sombra is always the most deadly. There are very few points where you can actually sneak through going uncontested.
Yeah, you usually have the throw translocator potentially over a building, and then you still don't have the escape ability available if you get caught out by, say, Hanbin with a punch here and there. Gargoyle was behind once again on this Graviton Surge charge. It's been a bit of a rarity, of course, this series, but Sparkle's well ahead at this point. Flora needs to build up towards the CMP. That's a win condition for WGS Armament. They're not going to be able to make their way through this choke point very effectively without it.
Sparkle has the grab online. Gargoyle about 20% behind. He throws it on in. 2 people caught up. Make that 3. Those shields coming out. Not going to be enough. Sparkle just right-clicking into his own grab. Finds 2 kills. And now it's only 30 seconds remaining for WGS to find 1 tick on the points.
For WGS, they can just play for the 6 ultimate fight. They only need to win 1 fight, and then they can cap that 33%. 25 seconds is what they have to do it, and there's going to be very few things which stand in their way. Takoyaki will have to be the wall right here. He's got a sound barrier at his back to give him that extra 750 overshield. If he can hit anything with this shatter, it will probably draw the map for Element Mystic.
That shatter straight into the shields, and Doe's already dead as well. He actually went for the shield bash, Harry, but didn't find anything. Flora is able to kill him. Graviton Surge onto the point. Sparkle, Takoyaki are caught up, and a sound barrier as well from WGS Armament to keep them in the fight. An EMP comes out, rips away the shielding, and rips away the abilities of Element Mystic. There's no way they can survive this now. They've got a self-destruct, and that's the only thing that's really going to do all of anything. It gets launched up into the air, but it's already too late. 33% was all that was required, and WGS will find the cap and find the match point in the series.
Unique did a good job there of saving that sand barrier until the EMP had already been used, but by that point it was too late. The burst damage had been delivered to Sparky, who was pinned out of that Graviton. Huge amounts of burst damage, 300 that comes through from a charge of a 400 health pool. Easy to clean up upon, especially with the Discord orb there. So the second that you lose that Zai, you lose a huge amount of your damage, and the ability to counter-attack after that is so heavily nerfed.
Yeah, Flora looking to pick up his first win in Contenders. He's won a few games, of course, in Trials, but he was only brought in for one game against MVP Space, which he ended up losing. So this is a real good momentum swing for his mental, right? It's like, oh man, I haven't won a single game in Contenders. I've been crushing Trials, man. But imagine taking out Element Mystic on the first day. This is definitely a day where, if you looked at it on paper, you were like, okay, so we
2 4-0s.
Runaway versus the Trials team that in Geekstar, and now we have Element Mystic versus WGS, who were also in Trials. Yes, they came first place and second place respectively, but you're against finalists, Harry. Like, who would have predicted this, honestly? Right now, Element Mystic looking rather lost, and maybe that's because Sparkle's not in his Doomfist, which you can't really play anymore because it's so easily countered and kind of documented now how to counter the Doomfist on the 3-3, plus his nerf.
Yep, and it does look like we are going to be tossing to a quick break. We'll see you guys for map 3.